today we're going to be talking about ways to ensure your solar marketing is profitable. We're going to have some tips for if you're running your own stuff. We're going to have some tips for if you're working with a marketing agency or hiring somebody else to do it. Let's get into it. So number one, it's important to have interesting ads and ad campaigns that people are going to actually pay attention to. You want to catch the eye of a consumer. There's a great billboard off of a highway I travel down pretty frequently, and it has a quick little statement on it, but it's just 100% of boring ads don't matter. It's pretty true, right? Like if you're not creating good or compelling content, there's no reason for people paying attention to it. There's no reason for you to watch this right now if there's nothing that's remotely interesting to you. So first of all, like the content has to be good, whether that's an image or a video, the content has to be there. You don't have to spend a lot of money on making ads. Like we've seen like simple selfie iPhone videos perform just as well as shoots we've spent thousands of dollars on. Like it really matters. Like, is it good? Is it relevant? Does it make sense? Is it engaging for somebody to watch? And you can have good content that's not engaging to watch. And you can have bad content that's really engaging to watch, but maybe not good information. Because unfortunately, we like live in a time now where like good information isn't enough to stand on its own. Like it has to be delivered in a way that's entertaining or makes sense, or at least holds your attention or gives you a reason to pay attention, right? You might listen to like a Nobel Prize winner, might give the most boring speech ever, but you're wanting to listen because you know that person's a Nobel Prize winner. Like you have a reason to listen to them. You expect it to be a little dry. You don't have to spend a lot of money on making like really amazing or crazy ads, but like the content does need to be good. And like just a quick note on like UGC or like the selfie style ads, I feel like they work really well for marketing right now. Like we're leaning a little more heavier on them. Some thoughts are it makes it feel like the consumer is talking to another everyday consumer versus being sold by a business. There's something a little trustworthy to having like a video on a phone versus a really high production thing. And it's just a little different from like how we're used to seeing ads, even though there is a lot of UGC content right now. A lot of ads you see on television are more like, Super Bowl style, where like somebody's selling you something. So there's a lot of different like ad formats from like video, like blog posts can be an ad, infographics, social media posts. There's image ads, display ads, pay-per-click ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, TikTok ads, Snapchat ads, Reddit ads, LinkedIn ads. There's a lot of ads everywhere. And so like anytime you're creating an ad or like wanting your marketing campaign to make sense, you can basically split up your ad into like three things. It varies a little bit, but essentially you're trying to have like an opening hook, a good body with a call to action. And so the hook is your opener. It's, you're really going to miss out if you don't get on solar right now if you're a homeowner in Arizona. For all homeowners in Arizona who have a roof that faces the potential direction and doesn't have shading issues, you may qualify for a solar system on your house, and there may be government incentives available to help you accomplish that for a lower cost than you would normally pay out of pocket, right? So there was hook in the beginning. That was the body, call to action. Click the link below to find out if you qualify. I just wrote a really crappy solar ad live on the air, but like you get the idea. You have hook, body, call to action. You also have like images or what you're showing like in different places as well. If you want to go the creative route, you can use a skit to show this video. So like we've used a robbery skit to show how consumers are being robbed by their electric companies or shredded money to show they're throwing money away. You can use a metaphor to get across a general idea or go the UGC route, but like you really need the hook, body, and call to action, because like a good video with a bad call to action isn't going to make sense. So, if you're running image-based ads, your hook, body, CTA is in your copy. If you're running a video ad, it's a little harder because it's all baked into your script and you have editing time and all these man hours on it, etc. So it's important to get it right. Or if you can go the UGC route, you can get away with being a little more boring because you feel a little more trustworthy, if that makes sense. All right, that was point number 1. We're on to point number 2. We're going to be talking about digital marketing channels. So digital marketing encompasses all things digital for your clients. I think there was a Key and Peele skit about the word digital. I'm going to be trying to use that now. I'm going to try to refrain. So we have some more in-depth training on like each marketing channel. We've released some, we'll be releasing more. So you can go and check those out. Your different marketing channels, you have Facebook, which we've talked about before. Facebook is like your digital door knocking. You're casting this wide, huge net. Same goes for Instagram. Same goes for TikTok. And then you have Google, where you have this really like optimized search engine where you're kind of going after more interested homeowners, website competitors, people in market for solar. They both really have their uses. You would have like your Facebook campaign, like you're throwing a really wide net there. And then on your Google search and your YouTube leads, like you're going for more like in-market customers, right? So your Facebook budget, you're having a longer sales cycle on some of those because, they don't really understand what solar is. You're coming at it really fresh. Your in-market Google leads, you might be going up against more competitive bids there, but that's fine because you're getting in front of like living, breathing bodies who are interested in solar. SEO is kind of like your more long-term play where you're trying to get website visitors that convert to leads by appearing like just for results. Like when people search for things like on Google, like you might notice like the first 4 or 5 things on Google, anytime you search for something, there's a little sponsored thing by them. That's your pay-per-click ads. And then search engine optimization is going to be the first results that show up basically after that. Like you want to be kind of in that first thing or in that little Google Maps section. Point number 3. So we want to establish trust and credibility within the marketing that you're doing for the community. We want to make sure we fulfill what we're marketing, right? This is something marketers are super guilty of. This is something solar companies can be guilty of too, right? So we want to make sure our offers are being honored, our installations are done in as timely as manner as possible. We're communicating with our installs, right? We're honoring the incentives, the offers. Why is this important? Because of Google reviews, because of social media page reviews like you can get on Facebook. We want to make your name known in the community and not for a bad reason, right? People are more likely to buy from someone they know, like, and trust. So we want to make sure we're becoming a trustworthy member of the community. We want customer testimonials on our website. We want good client interactions where we're asking people to leave us Google reviews and social media ratings like our Facebook page. We want to be super friendly and go above and beyond in your customer service. Think that place with the broken milkshake machine versus Chick-fil-A, right? 2 very different environments. We want to be completely honest and transparent with customers and build long-term relationships with our customers. Check on them, like during the installation process, after site survey. We want to make sure we're holding their hand because we're selling them a very expensive product that is not installed instantly. So there's a lot of opportunity for cold feet. Point number 4, we want to measure and optimize results. It's very important to track and analyze marketing metrics to measure the effectiveness of our campaigns. Otherwise, we're just throwing money away. So talked about these numbers a bunch of times. We have our cost per lead, which is the amount of leads we get divided by our marketing budget, or the other way around. I'm not sure. Marketing budget divided by amount of leads. Yeah. So we have our CPL. We have our cost per appointment, right? How much money do we have to spend to book an appointment? So take our amount of leads it takes for us to book an appointment. You have your cost per appointment there. Then go into your cost per sit metric, right? How many appointments does it take us to get a sit? How many sits does it take us to get a sale? Is our cost per sale number. And then how many sales does it take us to get an install if you want to track the full cycle, which you probably should be. If you can track all of those numbers inside of your business, then basically you build systems and processes to reinforce those KPIs. How can I make sure I have a good CPL? Cool. I'm going to build all my systems and processes for that. How can I make sure I have a good lead to appointment? Cool. I'm going to build all my systems and processes for that. How do I get a good cost per sit? Cool. I'm going to build all my systems and processes for that. And it doesn't matter what you come up with. You just need to start somewhere and understand that these systems are going to need constant tweaking and refining and building upon it. At a certain scale, they're going to need someone responsible for that KPI in your solar business. If we can build, those 4, 5, 6 stats I just went through, and if you can track them and know those numbers by heart, you can make money in a lot of markets with a lot of different marketing sources. Then it just becomes math, right? But you have to have the systems to make it math. Because if you don't have the systems, you're just gambling. And when you're gambling, you're going to get burned. And I know we've all been burned at some point. I was burned like back when I was a solar rep, but you are responsible for having those systems in place in your solar business, whether you're buying appointments from somebody, hiring a marketing company, hiring age data. Doing any sort of marketing is going to be a complete waste of time and money unless you have those systems in place, right? You have those systems in place if you're doing door-to-door. You just don't think about having those systems in place. Point number 5. So when we're selling to homeowners, they're discussing their solar panels with their neighbors and friends. We want to build good relationships so we can get into the social circle. One of my old sales manager used to always say, 1 sale is 1 sale, 2 sales is 2 sales, 3 sales is 4 sales. And the idea is that you always want to be trying to get referrals from each sale. You want to be building these relationships. You want to be selling a product in which you can get the know, like, and trust these people, because when you get those referral partners, those people can become massive boosts for your monthly sales, right? One of our bigger clients did nearly, I think 30, 40 referrals back in Q4 alone. That company does about 50 installs a month, but over the whole quarter, they got nearly 50 referrals over the whole quarter. And so those free sales that you're getting from referrals are gigantic towards the profitability of your organization. So a lot of times referrals will have a shorter buying cycle. You need less time to impress them because you have the know, like, and trust of your friends. Now, I've sold referrals that are a pain too, but they're coming to you with a little bit of extra trust than your average customer because they have a friend that had a good experience, right? Solar is a significant expense. People won't spend their tens of thousands of dollars buying a solar system from you if they don't trust you. So we want to build trust by actually addressing customers' questions and concerns. We want to align ourselves on our client's team versus trying to convince them to join our side, right? Anytime I'm working with a client, I'm on their team. I'm on their side. We want the same things. If I'm trying to convince them to come to my side or my understanding of things, I've already lost. So I want to meet them where they're at and help them get where they need to go versus trying to drag them over to where I'm at. Number 6, our last point, we want to make sure we're bringing value, we're showing value in every interaction, right? I think a lot of people understand that the work we do in solar is valuable. Utilities are not on our customer sides. They're aging business models that can't keep up with the repairs and costs and the way everything's going, electricity rates are going to continue to soar and rise over the next 5 to 10 years. I firmly believe we're going to see like massive increases in energy costs compared to what we've seen the last 20 years. John Oliver had a great video on like the aging grid, I think 2 or 3 years ago. Really interesting watch. So if you think about bringing value to all of your interactions, right? You want to be positive in all of your interactions with the customer. You want to be genuinely interested in what they're saying, what they're doing. You want, to be somebody who, if I have a problem, you want that customer to be calling you, like not your company, because you've built that relationship. And we need to consider every problem as an opportunity for you to provide value to your customers. And so if you think about what I said earlier, right, we're trying to come alongside clients, not drag them over to our side or fight against them. We want to be interacting with them in the way that, Harry and Susie Mullins, who just bought their solar system, when they have a problem, I'm going to call my rep, Joe. Joe understands us. He gets us. When I get there, first of all, I'm outraged they're having a problem because there's a really good story about it. I'm not going to get into it, but the idea is, only one person can be sitting in the angry boat at a time. So you want to match your, customer's level of like outrage or upset. You absolutely want to come over to their team, and then you go to bat for those customers, to your manager, to your boss, to your company. So every problem is an opportunity to provide value to your customers. And when you solve those problems in the right way, you can be shocked at, hey, do you mind leaving us a Google review? You didn't leave us one before. Hey, do you have any friends or family that would also like to save money on the electric bill? You can be really surprised at the relationships you can build by looking at problems as an opportunity to provide value. 82% of consumers recommend a company based on excellent customer service. It follows if a customer is happy with your problem solving, they'll tell their friends and family. So we want to make sure we're solving our customers' problems by bringing trust, bringing value. So if you can do all 6 of these things, or even start working on a few of those things, you can really start improving a lot of places in your solar business, how you're working on your KPIs and marketing, how you're interacting with consumers, how you're handling your sales processes, all of that good stuff. If you want a quick, easy to digest PDF, if you're watching this on the live, just comment info below. If you're watching this in a post-recorded method, there should be a link in the description or the comments to get you that free PDF download. I'm excited to meet and see a lot of you at SolarCon this year. If you haven't got your SolarCon tickets already, use the code BACON for a discount on your SolarCon tickets. And also, I'll be speaking on Saturday, I believe, at around 10 a.m., and we're going to be doing a full training on the solar marketing playbook. And my goal is for you to be able to leave that talk with really actionable ideas to take straight back home to your business to get you clients and sales that following week without paying anybody a dime of money. So that is the amount of value I'm intending to bring. I'm excited to see you, shake your hand. We'll eat some bacon together. It'll be a great time. I appreciate you, and we'll talk soon.